Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Me? Well, I'm desperately scanning my family tree to see if I can find any hint of Irish ancestry so I can take the rest of the day off, head to the pub, and celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Sadly, it turns out that I am extremely and undeniably English, and besides, I don't drink. So without further ado, let me post the question of the day, roll the intro, and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It's Thursday, the 17th of March, and as that remarkably persistent guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, how many more times will a collapsed contractor hit the supply chain in the construction sector? We're taking a closer look at the E-Series excavators from Case. Manitou goes ultralight to ease logistical headaches. XCMG scales new heights, and we're going to bring you a fresh look at one of the many blasts to have taken place up at Teesworks in the northeast of England. We'll get to all of that in just a second, but first let's see who among the rich and the shameless will be celebrating a birthday on this day of days. Happy birthday! And it's many happy returns to the man with the smoothest voice in the history of music, Mr. Nat King Cole, and also to ballet dancer Rudolf Nureyev. Happy birthday also to actors Kurt Russell and Gary Sinise, and to Altered Images singer Claire Grogan. Claire Grogan. To the ever-youthful Rob Lowe, Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins, and to Justin Hawkins from The Darkness. But far more importantly, a very happy birthday to a woman who may or may not have known former President Donald Trump better than most, porn star Stormy Daniels. Many happy returns to them, one and all. Legend has it that Albert Einstein once said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. While there is actually no, let me try that again. I'll try that with that. While there is no actual proof that Einstein ever actually said that, the statement is undeniably true. Which means that the payment system by which the construction and demolition industry supply chain stands or falls is undeniably insane. News portal Construction Inquirer is reporting this morning that Manchester-based contractor Beaumont Morgan went into administration owing £12.3 million, including £7 million to unsecured creditors in the supply chain. According to Administrator Begbie's trainer, Beaumont Morgan had more than 200 trade creditors, owed more than £7 million, with little chance of them seeing any money whatsoever. Last weekend, Roadbridge imploded. It too owned millions to its supply chain. And it's just 4 years since the biggest corporate collapse in recent history, when construction giant Carillion folded with debts of £7 billion. The Carillion collapse cost 3,000 jobs and affected some 75,000 people in its supply chain. Yet despite the magnitude of that collapse, it appears that the industry has failed to learn its lesson. Speaking 2 years after the Carillion implosion, the Unite Union's then Assistant General Secretary Gail Cartmel said the UK's accounting and audit system was clearly not fit for purpose, and accused the government of failing to demand reforms because it has many friends among the major accountancy firms, all of which may be true. But issues with accounting and auditing are exacerbated within the construction and demolition industries by a system in which the supply chain are paid late with such regularity that late or non-payment is no longer a warning that all is not well. We've seen the collapse of Carillion, a company many considered too big to fail. In the past week, we've seen both Roadbridge and Beaumont Morgan succumb. There have been countless more in the past few years. With concerns over the likely impact of fuel price hikes both before and during the transition from red to white diesel, we will likely see many more firms go under. The industry needs to be prepared and forewarned, and it needs to stop making the same mistakes over and over and over again. To do otherwise would surely be insanity, regardless of whether Albert Einstein ever actually said that.
Axoft and Svantec are your high-end partners for noise, vibration, dust and air quality systems, sensors and software. To find out more, visit axoft.co.uk or call 01234 639 550.
A week or so ago, we exclusively brought you details of the latest E-Series excavators from those fine folks over at Case. In fact, we dipped into the live product launch and then we revisited the machines the following day as well, if you remember rightly. But just in case you missed it, Case has now released a brand new film that highlights all the key benefits and features of the new models. And we've got it for you now. And there you are, everything you ever wanted to know about the Case E-Series excavators, but were afraid to ask.
The Miller GT Series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
We'll go back to the show in just a second, but we've had a comment in from our friend John Paul Fitzmaurice. I can see the word Patrick in there, so I'm guessing that's related to St. Patrick's Day. John Paul Fitzmaurice, if you would care to translate that into English, it would be very useful indeed. Now, I think we all know that a telescopic handler is a fine and a versatile addition to just about any plant fleet. In fact, it's become the mainstay of equipment rental fleets up and down the land. The only drawback, I guess, is that it's a problem they share with many other types of equipment, and it's the actual logistics of getting the machine to and from site. They require, generally, specialist transport. And that specialist transport is expensive, particularly at a time when each visit to the diesel pump requires a mortgage. Now, if only there was an easier way to get a Manitou telescopic handler on station. was the Manitou ULM, or Ultra Light Machine. Good thinking, I think you'll agree. Every year, the publisher KHL produces its yellow table that ranks the biggest construction equipment makers in order of machine sales. Caterpillar has occupied the top spot since the inception of the yellow table, hotly pursued generally by Komatsu. In 2020, John Deere was in third position, Volvo were in fifth, and Hitachi and Liebherr occupied the number 7 and number 8 slots. But if you ever needed proof that the Chinese are coming, the 2021 yellow table has all the proof you need. Caterpillar and Komatsu have retained the top spots, but in third, fourth, and fifth positions are 3 Chinese companies, as XCMG, Sany, and Zoomlion, respectively. John Deere has slipped from third to sixth, while Volvo, Hitachi, and Liebherr all fall by a place. And that rewriting of the famous yellow table is all down to the Chinese ability to produce equipment in volumes that simply boggle the mind. There is currently $4 billion between Komatsu in second place and XCMG in third. Could we see a day when a Chinese manufacturer takes the number 2 spot, or even the number 1 position? The Teesworks project up in the northeast of England is like the gift that keeps on giving. In addition to all the jobs it will ultimately create, it has provided some superb demolition opportunities for some of the northeast premier demolition firms, most notably Thompson Zapruder and MGL Group. It's also given us some spectacular explosive moments to savour and to enjoy. Congratulations to everyone involved in that moonlit spectacular.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Right, that should just about do us for the main part of the show today. I'm going to roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. If you can't stick around, then please stay safe, look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues, and thanks for watching. We'll be back here again, same time tomorrow, as ever. If you do have the time, however, I will see you on the other side of this.